Hello VC, hopefully this will be a quicker one, but I promised in my latest video when I showed 80s synth pop and new wave that I was going to show two bands separately, Depeche Mode and Pet Shop Boys. And I'm going to start by showing parts of my Pet Shop Boys collection. Pet Shop Boys I have been a huge fan of almost since the beginning. When the debut single Western Girls came in 1986, I thought it was an okay, good song, nothing more, nothing less. But when the follow-up single Love Comes Quickly came a month later, I thought that was a fantastic song, and since then I was stuck with the production that they made. It's so fantastic, synth pop disco production, so well produced and well made that it's unbelievable. Definitely fantastic, and of course they had an ups and downs like everybody else, but I have enjoyed say 95% of what they have done, and I have gotten myself a pretty good collection with both some rare oddities and the most ordinary albums and so on, and I'm going to show some of them right now, and I'm going to show them at least the full-length album in some kind of a discography order. First, their absolute first album, Please, first, and then on to Forward in History. And this is, as I said, Please, from 1986. Very special album. If you listen to it compared to their latest albums, it may feel a little bit naked in the production, but still it is very well made, very special for its time. Next one is something that I'm really like, definitely. I bought in 1989, I think, or 1989, I think. I bought this album actually on cassette tape, but I was also able years later to find this one. This is actually in a special double pack that contained also the 12-inch single of Always on My Mind. Not much of a 12-inch single fan, but when it's Pet Shop Boys, I can accept it because their remixes are so extremely well made. So this one is a special, actually release that I like very much. Also a good album, an album that I listened very much to when I bought it on cassette. Then 1990, Behavior. This is also a fantastic album, very much unusual comparing to the other ones. It's a little more other instruments, a little less synthesizers, but still you can hear it's the Pet Shop Boys, you can hear the production, you can hear the melodies, and you can hear, of course, Neil Tennant's special voice. Neil Tennant is not the most perfect singer, but he does have a special voice, and if someone else would sing a Pet Shop Boys a song that says Pet Shop Boys on the single sleeve, then Neil Tennant, I would be very disappointed, because he is so much connected with the Pet Shop Boys for me. And contains some of the best songs they made. How Can You Expect to Be Taken Seriously? Fantastic song. I remember still when So Hard was released on single, how happy I was. So this is a special single, a special album, and I also remember that sometimes you get tempted to take something that you already have. Last year I was in a second-hand store in the city that had at the entrance put out a little box with crappy albums that they gave away for free. And I picked up some classical album and so on. Some albums that wasn't all that good, but it was for free. And all of a sudden, they put out also for free Behavior by Pet Shop Boys. A little dusty sleeve, but still, the album, the record itself was in very good shape. So I even though I had this one, I couldn't resist of taking that one also. Now we're moving on to CDs. As we march forward in time, this one is definitely my absolute favorite Pet Shop Boys album, Very from 1993. This sleeve also is very unique. There are two albums, two different kind of album sleeves. It is this one with the special orange and looks like Lego. And there are also a normal album sleeve with a small, but that's blue with small heads of Neil and Chris. But this album is perhaps one of the most perfect albums ever made. So extremely beautiful and wonderful melodies, and I listened to this album maybe 1 million times. Especially I like the song Yesterday When I Was Mad. That song was released in 1994 because it was on their remix album Disco 2, but I definitely think that this version, the album version of Yesterday When I Was Mad, is still a shame that one wasn't released on a single, because it deserved to be a huge hit. It's definitely fantastic made. The Theatre, great song also. Dreaming of the Queen, fantastic production, very well made. This is definitely highly recommended. This is one of the best albums ever made. Marching very much forward in time now. This is great Pet Shop Boys album. This is maybe the best Pet Shop Boys album made during the last 10 years. This is their album just from 2009. Pet Shop Boys from Very and Forward have done some albums that has been great and good singles, good music, but not that kind of perfect feeling that a Pet Shop Boys album should have. But this one actually was a really classic. Having here Love, etc. All over the world, great single. Also like the single Beautiful People. This is a great album. I saw that in this kind of chronological order I missed one. That was the album that was before. Yes, I show it right now. Fundamental from 2006. Also a good album. Not as great as Yes, but still it has very many great songs. Minimal is a great song, but I think the first single, I'm With Stupid, is definitely the best one. So this is also a good Pet Shop Boys album. As I said, I have nothing against listening to remixes of Pet Shop Boys, because Pet Shop Boys does remixes like no one else. They don't do loops that are marching on forever and where you're supposed to recognize some kind of melody and all that. It's like they're doing an own new long special version of the song. They're making something new of the classic of the song. So it's a really new melody of it. It's not a loop. It's like a total new melody. I definitely can enjoy listening to their disco album 1 to 4 and Introspective, and this is, I think, the best disco album. This is Disco 3. This was released in 2002. This one is fantastic, well made, and every song is very special and classic for you here. This one is also a great one. This is Disco number 4. with songs mainly based on Fundamental, released in 2007. Also contains a special remix of the song that they made with David Bowie in 1996, Hello Space Boy. Now on to some little rare Pet Shop Boys albums that I have found through the years. Going to start with this one. I bought this one in a record fair. This is It's Alright, the Alternatives. This is a limited edition of the It's Alright, a limited 10-inch single. And it's fantastic. Also, see here is also contains a special poster. This one was special because when I bought it at the record fair, the seller, it was 30 minutes from the record fair's closing, and the seller had that I bought this from has put down his prices to half. This had a sellout for half the price, and this one I got for only $1. And this one is a limited edition in a very odd format, 10-inch. So I was very happy. This was definitely, I remember nominating this to the top finding of 2011, I think. Pet Shop Boys during their first years wasn't that fond of doing live shows. So when I at record sellout at the record store that we had in Sundsvall in 1998 was able to find live bootlegs with Pet Shop Boys, I was very happy because it was so special. This is Heaven, and it's a live concert from London, 15th October of 1991. Special bootleg, and the sound of this one isn't all that good. It's an okay concert, but the sound is not really that good, but it's very special to have. At the same time, I also bought another bootleg. They had a very special sellout at the time at the record store, and this one is definitely better, both in sound and quality and musical. This is PSB Birmingham 91, and this is a two LP set. So since they had a sellout, I didn't pay that much for it, as I think they would have been costed if it was a normal price. So extremely happy to have these ones. This one is maybe not that rare, but it's not something you find in every record store in Sweden. This is a 2 CD disc, 2 discs. It's a CD and a DVD. This is Pandemonium. It is a live concert. One's on concert on CD and also on DVD. It also contains a special DVD extras here. You can find some performance from the Brit Awards. You have musical videos, and it's a special, definitely a special one to have. It's great live concert, and I think also I didn't pay that much for this one. I think I paid only about $5 for this one, which is an extremely low price for both a DVD and a CD. I can also recommend their compilation here of videos called Pop Art. Of course, Pop Art is the name of their the collection that they released, but it's also a DVD containing all their videos. Pet Shop Boys videos are definitely something worth watching, at least the one that are from the 90s and forward. because they're really special. And I can also definitely recommend the special part where you can watch every Pet Shop Boys video with commentary from Neil Tennant and Chris Lowe, where they're commenting every video and describing during the videos running how they made this song, made this video, and it's fantastic, done with a lot of humor, and they sound like they're having a great time commenting those videos. This one is definitely, if you find it, I definitely can recommend it. Finishes off with showing some 7-inch singles. Of course, West End Girls, their first single, first hit single, I must say. They released singles before that, but their breakthrough. It's very interesting how your style, your opinion changes sometimes, because when this single, What Have I Done to Deserve This, their duet with Dusty Springfield, when that was released in 1987, I didn't like that song at all for some reason. I didn't like Neil Tennant's talking in the song, and I was very disappointed with this one, but it has grown on me since that time very much. I think it is a great song today. Pet Shop Boys B-sides also is something that they are very you can discuss a long time, because they do great B-sides. Normally B-side for many artists functions as a fill-out for the single, but when you hear Pet Shop Boys singles, it's almost like they're making a new hit on the other side, or at least some track that could be functioning as an album track, if it was on an album. It's very special and great B-sides, and two examples of that is the B-sides of these singles. Left to My Own Devices from 1988, and the B-side here is The Sound of Atomic Splitting. Maybe this is definitely one of the most odd Pet Shop Boys singles, because it contains sound effects and Neil Tennant talking in some kind of a discussion with himself, with echo. It sounds like it's in some kind of a bunker. It's definitely a very special B-side, but not something that you forget when you're listening to it. And another B-side that I like very much is the B-side of Domino Dancing. And here it's a B-side called Don Juan that definitely is, it could have made it as a single in my opinion. If it was released on a special single, I think it would have became a pretty good hit actually. Very little, some kind of a naked song in the production, but still very good, very danceable. Moving on, other singles. This is a song that may be seen as one of Pet Shop Boys' more forgotten hits, but still I think it's one of their best. This is It's Alright from 1989. Song that was on their remix album Introspective. Definitely like the production, the dance beat. And this song, when this song came, I was definitely very happy. This is a great song, Suburbia. I remember when it was on the Swedish chart called Tracks, the radio chart that we had, and I was very hopeful that it would stay on #1 week after week after week. It's a great song. This is of course another example of their feeling for B-sides. The B-side here is Paninero, maybe the most classic Pet Shop Boys B-side. I can also recommend the B-side of their one of their other biggest hits, Go West. It's a B-side called Shameless. Total hilarious parody of young people's wish to become very fast famous and to the desperate search for celebrities today, and it's definitely something that every competitors in American Idol and so on should listen to. The final 7-inch single, DJ Culture, also a song that I liked very much when it came in 1991, but unfortunately it was also one of their more forgotten singles that didn't become such a huge hit. But that's always how it is with me. Many times, at least when it comes to the 80s songs, the songs that weren't that big hit are often the band's best songs. Maybe it's because they haven't been totally killed in the radio. But DJ Culture is a very underestimated and very sadly forgotten Pet Shop Boys single. Then, of course, you might wonder, do I like everything that Pet Shop Boys has released? Well, no, as I said, it's not, but 90-95% of their releases are songs that I like, or albums that I like. But there are two albums that left me very disappointed, and this was one of them, Nightlife from 1999. I liked the single "I Don't Know What You Want, But I Can Give It to You" and can't give it anymore. I liked that song very much, but when New York City Boy came, I was wondering, what the devil is this? It was a very strange Pet Shop Boys song with 70s disco feeling, and I didn't like that song at all. And when I got a hold of this album, I was very disappointed. So this is I have it to complete the collection, but it's not something that I listen to very often. This one I bought last summer, also something that left me very disappointed. It is their, not the latest, but the album before that, Elysium from 2012. Singles are okay. There are some good stuff, but for instance, the song Ego Music. Strange song that left me shaking my head. What is this? Bad produced. I haven't been able to find their latest album Electric yet. I have found it, but I haven't had afford to buy it yet. So hopefully when I buy it, it will be better than Elysium. I heard some songs that on that album on YouTube that I mean, very, very interesting, but I also have some songs that is a little too much of today's house music style. But I definitely think that it's better than Elysium anyway. So with that little peek of my Pet Shop Boys collection, I hope you have a very nice continuing of the week. If you like this one, you may subscribe. You can subscribe or leave a comment. And until next time, see ya.